So I've talked about low level bard tactics, which is levels 1 through 4, and I want to talk about some mid levels, which is going to be 5 through 9. So once we hit level 5, we start getting access to our really good third level fight winning spells: Fear, Hypnotic Pattern, and we really want to be opening up our combats with a fight winning spell that we are hoping it's the one spell we have to cast, and then the combat will be done. And that's going to really let us go throughout a whole day with winning combat after combat. So as a bard, we really need to judge what spell is perfect for the moment. We want to use our lowest level spell that will just win the fight with one spell slot. Now sometimes that's easier to judge than others. Sometimes you lose concentration. Sometimes curveballs are thrown at you. And really that's where our fourth level spells come in as emergency buttons. If shit is hitting the fan, polymorphing an ally into a giant ape is a good way to get a second wind to win that combat. Greater invisibility and dimension door are other ways to just escape really difficult situations. So our fourth levels, we're not going to be opening up combats with our fourth level spells. We're really going to be holding those back for emergencies. As far as our fifth level spells go, that we get at ninth level, the big one is Synaptic Static. It's essentially a fight winning spell that isn't concentration based. So you can open up with a fight winning spell like Hypnotic Pattern, and if you need that extra boost but you don't necessarily want to use one of your emergency buttons, Synaptic Static can come in as your secondary fight winning spell and compound with your original fight winning spell for a lot of power. Now what are we doing outside of our concentration? Well, we are still using our basic attacks. So we really have two options. First, we have the light crossbow. It's going to do a d8 plus 2 to 3 damage, because I'm assuming that's where our dexterity is currently at. We're going to do about 6.5 to 7.5 damage on average, or we can be doing Vicious Mockery, which at this level is going to be doing 2d4, so we're looking at an average of 5 damage, but it is more likely to hit because we're likely to have a higher charisma than our dexterity, and it will give disadvantage on a single attack roll, so there is some extra benefit there. And of course this is all dependent. If there's a creature with high armor, you might want to be using Vicious Mockery, and if there's a creature with low armor, you might want to be using your crossbow. So there is some nuance here, but neither are fantastic, and it really goes to show how powerful it is for bards to be a race, some other way of getting a more powerful cantrip at the beginning. I often think of tieflings giving Firebolt. It goes a long way to helping your just basic damage output. As far as our support goes, at 5th level, we now can use our bardic inspirations more often. They continue being their skill-based, amazing feature that they are, but now we can be a little bit more free about who we give them to, so you can be more aggressive about giving them out, because once you take a short rest, you get them all back. So if you expect a short rest coming up soon, maybe spend all of your bardic inspirations making sure your teammates are as optimized as possible. As far as outside of combat goes, our utility has increased a lot. 3rd, 4th, and 5th level spells, we get a lot of out of combat utility. Dominate Person at 5th level is probably the premier of those, just for solving any problem you can possibly think of. But we also have things like Rary's Telepathic Bond, which is a fantastic utility spell that we can cast without using a spell slot because it's ritual casting. So our utility has increased a bunch since our lower levels. There's of course a lot more nuance here, but this is some pretty broad strokes of how a typical bard will be playing at these levels and how to get the most out of them. But if I missed anything, let me know in the comments down below. Are there any changes you would make to your playstyle, or anything that you feel would make it stand out more? Let me know. Comments down below. I have, or I will be, going through everything bard with a fine-tooth comb. You can find that playlist here if you want to learn about any element of bard. But other than that, I just hope you have yourselves a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.